All right, so if you chose current events, let me show you what you're doing this trimester. As you'll be doing this every day, we only need to meet briefly once a week just to check in. But other than that, you get to kind of working on your own, working your way through this stuff. So here we go. For the current events, what you are going to do is you're going to be writing all of your answers on the Google Doc that I gave you. So just continue working on this exact same document all the way down through. You're going to write your answers in red. I assume you're going to be copying and pasting the questions over and over and over again. I didn't bother doing that for you. You can figure out how. So there you go. You need to be, list the topic. So today's topic is national politics. Tomorrow is local economy. Local economy is 30 mile, or anything that says local is 30 miles in diameter from Renton. So 30 mile, let's go radius, 30 mile radius from Renton. So the I-5 corridor, essentially that's kind of Tacoma through, I don't know, Everett, I guess. So anything within 30 miles of Renton is considered local. So local economy. You are going to find news stories about the local economy, and then you're going to read the article, and we'll go all the way through. But let's take a look at the first one. So let's say you wanted to do national politics. So on this page, which is what you're going to turn in, you're going to put the title of the article and a link to the article. So you go to the article, you're going to find the title, just take it and copy it. Then paste it back in here. It's going to be too big. I should have pasted it with text only. Yeah, let's not do that then. Control Z. Oops, 28. Control Z. Man, why is this thing running so slowly? All right, so you're going to go edit, paste without formatting. It'll come in small. All right, then what you're going to do is you're going to go back to this. You're going to grab the link, copy it, go back to this document, click on this box. Then see that link button? You're going to insert the link and you're going to put it there. And there you go. All right, so I'm going to get a link to all of the articles. Now, the other thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to do a word count because the minimum length of your articles has to be 400 words. So I would encourage you to download a Google extension called Word Counter. It's this one on mine. If you go back to the article, if you just, once you've downloaded the Word Counter extension, you just highlight the text that is in the article, not the garbage on the side, just the text that's in the article. And then, boom, you can right click and it will tell you the number of words. So 700 words, which means, yes, this is an article you can use for your stuff. So you read the article in its entirety. Then you have 20 questions you need to answer. The first one is you're going to write a review. Did you like it? That needs to be 2 to 3 sentences. The second question is choose a sentence from the text that is meaningful to you or help to explain a deeper understanding and explain why you chose that word. So choose the sentence you found to be the most powerful, most important, and explain why it was to you. Third question, choose a phrase. A phrase is not a full sentence, it's just part of a sentence. Choose a phrase from the conclusion, meaning the end of the article, that moved, engaged, or provoked you in some way or some way meaningful to you, and explain your reasoning why you chose it. Again, that's 2 to 3 sentences. Then choose a word from the text, so the most important word from the text, and then explain why that is the most important word in the text. So that is the first 4 questions. Question 5, who are the 5 most important people or groups or events in the article? All right, so then you're going to go through. As you read through, you need to be paying attention to who is mentioned in the article. Like President Trump is mentioned here. The guy who wrote the article for The Atlantic, his name's Goldberg, he is in there. John McCain is in there. Let's see here. Who else is there? I think McMasters or Kelly is mentioned in the article. So you want to go through and find the people that are mentioned in the article, or if it's an article about like a law, you mentioned the law. So the 5 most important people or groups of people in the article. Then you choose 3 of those 5, and you're going to write 2 to 3 sentence background for each person. So you need to tell me who John McCain is, tell me who President Trump is, tell me, and that's 2 to 3 sentences. So like 2 to 3, not 1 nor a word, 2 to 3 full sentences. Please note that like you guys do have to write this to standard, so like you have to be using full sentences for everything. Everything is, think of it like you would be writing like a paper for English. So it can't be, it needs to be full thoughts, full sentences, full ideas, 2 to 3 sentences for that kind of stuff. So then 3. So then back to the people, you're going to tell me what all the people have in common. So you're going to list a number of similarities, let's say 2 to 3 similarities per person, explain the similarities, and then explain the differences between the people too. So like what makes them different, or like what was the conflict between them that was caused by their difference, that kind of stuff. So that is question 7 and 8. On to question 9. What is the story about? So in this one, you're going to write summaries of the article. So you're going to write the same summary 3 times. The first time, it's a 2-word summary. The second time, it's an 8-word summary. And the third time, it's a 32-word summary. So the idea is that your summary becomes more complex and gives more details from the article each time you write it. So the first time, it would be like Trump mocks, or Trump accused, or something for the first 2. And then through each summary, you're adding more details from the article. Think of it as like a clear indicator that you read the full article and aren't trying to write a summary of the title of the article, which historically has been a huge problem for people. All right, so you're writing, for question 9, you're writing 3 summaries, a 2-word summary, an 8-word summary, and a 32-word summary of the entire article. Then you're going to list the 5 most important facts, details, or statistics from the article. So again, you need to read the whole article. This one, what event took place before the story that makes the event possible? So it's sort of background information on whatever they're talking about. If you don't know it, you're going to need to look it up. Then how does this impact Renton, Washington? So even if it's not a local story, you need to find a way to describe its impact to Renton, and the answer can never be that it won't. You need to think, it's a thinking tool called supposition, to suppose. You have to kind of work it out in your head how the people of Renton could be impacted by this. All right, so then we get to the why section. This is like the most beefy of the writing sections. So the first one is, why is the story important right now? So this is a big one because you're the one choosing the article. So if you're choosing an article that you don't think is important, that's on you. You need to find and explain why this is so important right now. And that's 3 to 5 sentences. Then, why will the same story be important in 1 year? This is a level of, again, supposition, and you're kind of making connections to where, like, what will be the ramifications of this story a year from now? It can't be the same answer as now, right? So you have to sort of expand that answer out and think, a year from now, why will this story still be important? That's 2 to 3 sentences there. Probably should have made that 3 to 5. Then, why is this story going to be important in 20 years? Again, it's an entirely different answer. You are extrapolating the answer out and giving more details as you go down the road. So 20 years from now, why will this story be important? What are the ramifications, consequences of this story? So right now, 1 year from now, 20 years from now. On to question 16. Why is this event important to you personally? Again, you chose the article. The answer can never be it's not. So you have to find an angle to make it important to you and explain that intellectually and as an understanding that this is not a series of tweets or Snapchats or Instagrams. Like, you have to, this is academic work. You guys are seniors in high school, so your work must reflect the fact that you are seniors in high school. You need to write and think like a senior in high school. Why should other people read the article? So in this one, I'm having some fun here. I'm allowing you guys to write, these are fake tweets, so I'm going to write that now because somebody will always ask me and think somebody will tell me that their parents don't let them have a Twitter account or some nonsense. Click on that. Why are you going so slow? Fake tweet. So write a fake tweet to your friends, more 130 to 280 characters, telling them why they should read the article. Essentially, it's 2 to 3 sentences why your friends should read the article. Then on to question 18. Connect the article to anything we learned or are learning about in class, that's previous articles that you read, or any other class you're taking. So you're finding connections and explaining those connections to in that section. Part 8. It's part 8. It feels like it's part 9. No, part 8. Part 8, you guys need these things called civics hours, where you go out and you watch court proceedings. You need 20 hours your senior year. I modified your assignment so you can pick up your civics hours while you do the assignment. So question 19, how should a responsible citizen respond to the article? What should be their proper action? So essentially, what should people do with this information that you just read? So that's 2 to 3 sentences, needs to be germane to the article. That is, the answer should change as the articles change. Then another fake tweet, write a fake tweet to a government official. So you need to identify a government official to whom the tweet should go to, offering advice on how they should act based on the article. That is a minimum of 100 it's too small. 135 characters. That's about 2 sentences. 140 to 280. A minimum of 135 characters to 280 is the maximum for that. So you're tweeting an actual government official, giving them advice based on the article you read. Then, for each article that you read, you need to write a question from the article. So you're reading the article, you're creating a question that can only be answered by having read the article. So a question like, who's the president of the United States, is not germane to that article. That's just common information. It needs to be questions that are only answerable by reading the article. So no yes or no questions. If it's a single word, it better be a single word that is imperative to that article. That's a big one. So you are writing a question and an answer for each of the articles that you're reading. And for the first section, you are doing 28 articles. It is today through October 1st. October 1st is your first turning day. You're turning all of these in, and then you're taking a test on your own questions and your own answers, which should be pretty easy because it's yours. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the current events assignment. It's what you're doing this trimester. This is the first of 3 sets. You'll end up with a total of 90 current events. I would imagine the first ones are going to take you the longest, right? I would imagine they're going to take you, as you get into the habit of things, that might take you an hour or so. The more you do this, obviously, anything you practice, you get better at, right? So the more you do this, the quicker and better you should be doing it. So it will, as we continue in the trimester, not only will you be able to do these current events faster, but you will also do them better. And that needs to be consistent throughout the trimester. Your work should be getting better all along the way. You shouldn't be giving sort of short, nonsensical answers, jibber-jabber nonsense. Your answers should be more robust and build on each other as you do this activity repeatedly over the course of the trimester to avoid my project. So that is the choice that you have made. A hearty congrats. This only pertains to people who chose current events, obviously. If you didn't choose current events, you do not have to do this assignment. I don't care what Canvas says. It will take me a minute to go through the list and determine who did current events and who did projects. So if you watched all of this and you chose projects, you can ignore it. You should have started ignoring it from the very first. All right, that's it. If you have any questions, send me emails. I'll see everybody on Tuesday. Current events crowd, why don't you guys check in on Tuesday, and then we'll release you to get after all this work you have to do. All right, I'll see everybody on Tuesday.